been so fun to see the green like pop up overnight. I swear I do this route like every day, whether it's walking or running, and it's just insane what's come up. First day of spring, and I figured I would enjoy it out here. We've had like decent weather in the mornings, not too hot yet, and there's not too many mosquitoes yet, so I have to enjoy it while I can. I wish I could understand the birds sometimes. I bet they have good stories, or they're telling me to fuck off. So I'd say about half the time in the mornings I work on my tentatively titled Bejeweled, which is a romantasy project, kind of like low light magic, but it's been really fun to put together the magic system, and I'm doing it all by hand in this first draft, and I've been debating back and forth on if it's worth it to actually read through this draft later and try to type it up, or if it's just one of these things where from the inspiration I took to do this handwritten draft in the first place, I just don't look at this draft again. I really get to just get it all out, pour my soul in these characters onto the page, and then start anew. Although when I'm not doing this half the time, I kind of wish I'd get into a journaling routine in the morning, but I haven't done that yet, and honestly, journaling might be more of a nighttime activity for me. We'll see. So I am fully setting this aside for now, this pink one, as it is just about time to do my live stream where I'm working on a closet full of cauldrons. I'm trying to get this draft done in the next 11 days or so that I can send it over to alpha readers. So I need to get at about 2 chapters a day. The first couple chapters needed a little bit more work, so I technically have 2.5 chapters to do today to keep on track, but I think it'll be a lot easier once I'm getting more into it. We're about to discover the cauldron too, so heck yes. Let's start getting everything up and ready. All right, let's do this. Hello, welcome. Happy first day of spring, friends. I actually got to work outside for a little bit, so I got about a page, oh boy, I almost dropped that, a page and a half handwritten outside, and it was just, it was lovely. One of my other goals in the sort of journaling realm is to keep track of how I'm feeling as I progress in my WIP, and as I'm like almost done with this draft, ready to send it to readers, it swings from so confident to when I'm away from it for a little bit, like doubts are able to creep in, but then as soon as I am writing and revising it again, I feel confident again. It's really interesting. I'm gonna have to study this a little bit more after. Coffee time. I've made my way through 2 scenes now, and as I'm doing this revision, they're basically the 2 scenes that I want to get all of the other scenes up to that level.
Are you done streaming?
I am not. We pulled the 117 minute. Next week on Monday or something.
I think so. Tomorrow?
Alright, I love you, bye.
Why?
Oh, actually 3 so far. This scene, and now I'm on this scene. And they've all been honestly where the level I want to get the other scenes to. Now with the power of coffee. All right, technically 338 words added. I still have a chapter and a scene to go. And I need to write how I did for the day or how I'm feeling about my story as we're going along, but the sausage is all the way in the corner there and she's ready to, she's ready to go. So I'm gonna take a little eye break and I will see y'all in a bit. Okay, interesting. I love watching physically impressive people while I sit on my couch eating pizza. Now, as it's the first day of spring and I have checked out so many, just so many books from the library on how to garden, I figured it was finally time to really get a hold on the backyard. It is quite clearly overgrown in the same way that it kind of sprung up overnight. We had winter, obviously, so in Texas that doesn't necessarily mean cold, it just means everything's dead. And then we had like a couple good rainstorms and it just poof, sprouted up. One of the kind of philosophies that my partner and I have had is we want to get more of the like, you know, native plants back up and thriving, but it's now trying to figure out which native plants are the ones we want. We're trying to kind of corral the area. For example, we've had this magnolia tree in the backyard, which there are a couple other people with magnolias in our area, but they require so much watering, and that's just not something that, like, it's expensive, one, but also like they just don't naturally thrive here. And so as it has been, it's just been going downhill ever since we moved in. I don't know that it ever took super well, but anyways, yeah, my goal is just to clean everything up over the next week with the start of spring, and then work on making like really tiny gardens, maybe for some peppers, maybe for some tomatoes. I feel like I kill every plant I come across, and so this is I'm going in with low expectations is what I would say. Despite my reading and watching, and despite my mom and my mother-in-law being very capable, like, horticulturists, I do not have that skill yet. But I will say that I did find something very, like, therapeutic in fixing up the backyard while I listened to my audiobooks and the little birds, of course, watching over me. So who knows, maybe this is just the first spring of my gardening journey. That would be quite nice. I'd like to think of it like that. Okay. I have some tea, but my hand feels like it's shaking so much. I think I'm gonna have to do a half day and then do the other half tomorrow. And I also would love to get this section done, but I think we're looking at like a 4-day thing. But I might come out here and read later because the mosquitoes aren't too bad yet, so with the lights on and everything, it'd be really nice. I will say the freshly cut grass smells amazing though. Amazing. Look at that. Look at all the U height now. Yeah. Puppy.
Yes, sir. On the way. No! Oh, so we're gonna be pretty busy. You're gonna drop the tender out, then Carl's gonna be on.
Hopefully gonna be my first Robin Hobb that I finish. I'm excited. She's beauty. She's grace. We got babes. That's how you do a prologue. Midsummer of Priests and Pirates. Ooh. Okay. I had to pull up my phone, which is falling again. My phone to go through my notes app. I don't know if any of y'all use this. I used to text myself story ideas. So I have some from 2023, 2022. One of my ideas that I have that haven't thought anything else about, but Queen of Hearts, then do spades, clubs, diamonds, do a little bit of like a card suit thing. If I could come up with some themes for it. Do I want them to be different queens? Do I want them to each be the queen of the thing that that tends to stand for or historically stood for? Or is it just like tackling a certain thing? Who knows? The blank and the ruthless. Do I have the other blank? No. Maybe it's a title of the character. Maybe it's just a title. Oh man. A whole bunch of Project Death notes when I was really going. My camera battery died, but all that's to say, today I realized while I was reading Ship of Magic, though it had nothing to do with Ship of Magic, but I had an epiphany for a comp title for the next project I want to work on after Closet Full of Cauldrons that I let myself brain dump for over the weekend. If I could just get one more, that would be perfect. But I also have to write the book first. Okay, let's get some tea and then it is time to get to work again. I used to go and get just the like tapioca pearls that you could soak yourself, but I haven't figured out a good way to make a small quantity of them at any given time. So instead I've been picking up, like, this kit is from Costco and I've been gifted by friends and tried, I want to say maybe a handful of kits. This is by far the best one. I would buy it again for some cheap boba. All right, about 7. I sat down and had half of my bubble tea already. It's fine. Let us get to it. So I made it through about 2 chapters. It's a little lighter. I'm leaving off with about as many scenes left as when I started today. 396 words added. I am chugging along. I'm not quite on track with where I want to be, but if I work over the weekends to really push and get this done, then I will be able to do it. I am enjoying getting to actually name all of the characters though, which I had not done previously. But I do think it is time to enjoy a little bit more outdoor ambiance now that the sun is down and the lights are on. Real question is, which notebook do I want to bring? I guess both. The answer is always both. Look at all of my work. I think first a little journaling session about how today's writing went. Oh. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. This feels good. The people who run Escape Roll posted the prompts for this year, and I really enjoyed the little bit that I did last time. Only I think what I want to do is kind of similar to like blackout poetry, but instead I'm going to do like an essay version, and then when I go back through, my blood pressure alarm. When I go back through, I'll kind of gray it out instead, and then I can pull whatever kind of like poem of sorts that I want from there. So it's kind of like 2 different 2 bits of writing in one. I want both the essay and then the poem. So I'm gonna look just for now and see how I'm feeling. Or I thought of some prompts myself earlier, just things I've been wanting to write about anyways, and so I might just start there, begin the essay, and then see the vibe once I get farther in, and then kind of circle some of the words that I think could really stand out, kind of go through. Yeah. I don't know why I even thought that I would be writing about anything else, but I have been experiencing the past few months a lot of health anxiety and like health related stuff. And so of course I was like, let me turn this into actually like some kind of art or expression in a way. And this is the first day in a while that I felt, I don't know, really good about it, in that I think I'm through the worst part of a lot of what I was struggling with. I think I've also in some ways been running away from writing about this, kind of using my writing as an escape. from the very real world, in the same way that sometimes I use books as an escape. Like I don't always want to read heavy things if I'm going through heavy things, but also at some point inevitably your real life just starts to like trickle into your writing, and I think now just it was the perfect time. Yeah, so it was very cathartic, I would say, to get it all out on the page. I think it'll be more cathartic as I do it more, but also as I'm able to sort of like not just, you know, spill onto the page, but like spill in a more structured way. But for journaling in my notebook, this was just incredible, and as it turns out, I think, you know, exactly what I needed. Just the true reminder in a lot of ways that art is healing. And finally, it's time to finish my night off with some reading. I try to stick to nonfiction at night because I love a good binge read, and I'm much more apt to binge read when it's fiction. But that's it for me. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful start to your new season, whether that's spring or fall, depending on where you are in the world. Good night.